Hey Ash, isn't it funny that we come to school every day to learn, but when does the teachers get to learn?
Actually, next week's professional development day, where they actually come and learn, and we don't even have to go to school.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, they get a little taste of what we do every day.
Tune in into this next interview to find out more details.
Hi, I'm Adriana Wright, here with Mr. Dormer, and we're here to talk about the Professional Development Day. Hi, how are you today?
I'm great, Adriana. How are you today?
I'm good. So why is it important for us as a district to have a Professional Development Day?
Well, much like our students that we ask every single day that we want them to come in and learn either some new skills or some new knowledge, we expect our teachers to do the same. If we want our students to become lifelong learners, we feel it's important for our teachers to do so as well. Our professional development days are just that opportunity for teachers to not have students sitting in front of them and to really take a full day for themselves so that they can sit there and gain either some new knowledge or some new skills or an opportunity maybe to practice. Adriana, you probably know over the past 2 or 3 years, we've been adding new curriculum materials in language arts and math and science. And with teachers, we have a limited amount of days that they can really have time to spend, working with them or getting familiar with them, whether it be a new textbook or a new online platform. So this is an opportunity for them after they've been up and running for about a marking period at the high school. Kind of, hey, let's take a deep breath. Let me, see, is there anything I need to work on that's going to help me best meet the needs of my students and help them grow and learn in the way that we want them to.
Okay, and
this one I'm actually really excited for. That last year I formed a committee with a number of teachers throughout the district that we call IPD, Instruction and Professional Development. And the whole idea with that committee with teachers was to say, let's take a look at the types of training that we offer. Because one of the things that was, that I say is difficult is, as a superintendent, there's a lot of things that I would say, hey, I think we need this or I think we need that. And, we're going to focus on, obviously like at the high school, when we focus on technology training as we implement our plan and start moving for our one-to-one initiative with for students next year, the teachers are going to have to know how to use Chromebooks. But we felt it's equally as important to hear from our teachers. They say, from the teacher's voice, what do they feel that they need? Because, I can sit up here, not being in the classroom, have a pretty good idea, but I don't know the day-to-day of what they exactly need. Is it specific things on instructional strategies? Is it more time on curriculum materials? Is it, how do you work with, on behavior systems to make sure students are behaving the way that they need to in the classroom? So the IPD committee and I committed to last year saying, wouldn't it be awesome if we dedicated one of our PD days every year to teachers doing two things. One, having a free choice throughout the day to pick the type of learning sessions that they want to go to. And the second, could we have a day when teachers who have a lot of knowledge and expertise themselves can share that with other teachers? So that's what our next Professional Development Day on November 6th is. We actually last year named it THT, Teachers Helping Teachers. So now this year we're actually very excited that we get to offer Teaching Helping Teachers Part 2.
okay, that's so awesome. So you mentioned something about a committee from last year. How did you choose that committee?
Sure. So the IPD committee was, it's a group of teacher volunteers from across the district. I kind of put out last year that I wanted to form the committee, that I wanted teachers that could meet with me. We meet about every other month. There's like 5 meetings a year. Just on the topic of, like we said, delivering meaningful professional development with a goal towards, things that a teacher would really find valuable and a good expenditure of their time. So the nice thing is everybody on IPD volunteers, but it's also great that we have a representation for all of our different levels. So I have an elementary teacher, I have a middle school teacher, I have a high school teacher, I have a special education teacher, we have a teacher that works with our English learners, I have a elective area computer science teacher and a librarian. So again, we've kind of taken all the different types of teachers and professional learners we have, and they're all represented at the table. So I believe a few of these people are presenting, but it's beyond that, because when you look at the scale of what this day is about, we have about 600 teachers district-wide. We have about 100 plus paraprofessionals that need training, nurses, security officers. So I threw it out to the entire district and said, teachers, do you have something, an area of expertise or something you're passionate about you'd be willing to share with? And I'm very, very happy that we have 47 different sessions we're going to offer. Outside of working, what are ways you can use Chromebooks in the classroom? What are ways that you can be more culturally proficient and acknowledgement of the diversity in our schools? Some classroom management things. Really, it's across the board. 3 sessions on mindfulness, how teachers can have students work on mindfulness, stress management for themselves and for their students. So it really is a really holistic, wide cross-section. We probably have almost 70 different staff members that have volunteered because we have some groups that are co-presenting. To give you one more example, like we have a group of phys ed teachers that are doing how can you do cooperative team building activities. And they're going to get people up and moving kind of in the gym and say like, yeah, these are things we do in the gym, but some of these things you can do as team activities in your classroom to help build that sense of community. So I'm just really excited and proud that we have so many teachers that want to share, but also that we're celebrating their knowledge and their expertise in such a powerful way.
What are the benefits of the teachers doing presentations for this particular professional development day?
I think there's a lot of value on a couple fronts. I think one, for the people that choose to present, we show that we're valuing them, first of all, as professionals, as experts in their field. And I think, just saying, hey, we're going to give you this opportunity to share. For a lot of people, just that opportunity to share what they know just validates them and all the work that they've committed to becoming an expert, either in their content area or into a particular area. I also feel that teachers, for the most part, tend to get more out of sessions that are led by their colleagues than if I were to pay to bring somebody in. So like, I'll just use a high school example. We have probably 3 different sessions on how to use Schoology, which is going to be the platform we're going to move to. We're already moving to, to how we best can leverage online learning through the Chromebooks. To me, we could bring people in from Schoology, we already did, but teachers find that it's more valuable to hear from somebody that is in a situation similar to them. So if a high school teacher gets up there and says, hey, listen, we're all have to learn how to use Schoology together. Here's what I learned, and here's some strategies that I think is how you can use it every day in your classroom. That's really what teachers want to know. They don't want to hear, hey, Schoology is this great platform, and it's this, and it's wow, there's all this functionality. Because at the end of the day, they say, how can I use it in my classroom and use it effectively? Break it down for me that way. And I think the easiest way to do that is to have sessions led by people that do that every single day. And people that they know, people that they have a relationship with, people that they already have some trust in. And so I think that's why it's really valuable and why we've committed to it last year and are going to continue to commit to it this year and hopefully as an annual event in the school district.
Okay. How do teachers sign up to go to the presentation that they want to go to?
So we have a software package that's called Frontline Professional Growth, or what the teachers know as My Learning Plan. So we use My Learning Plan when teachers want to sign up even to go to professional learning outside the district. So if they see a session at the Montgomery County IU, or there's the Pennsylvania Technical Assistance Organization called PATAN, and they say, hey, there's this really good session on something that's of interest to them. They use that to say, hey, my principal and central and admin, can I get some release time from my day to go learn more about whatever the topic is, okay? So again, it's kind of an approval process, but then on the back end, teachers also have a responsibility of what's called Act 48, where over a period of 5 years, they are responsible for doing 180 hours of professional learning and growth towards maintaining their certificate. So My Learning Plan is the mechanism that allows us to report their Act 48 hours to the state to say, yeah, they've done their 180 hours, they are a teacher in good standing, keep their certificate active, because again, they're continually trying to grow and make themselves better. So My Learning Plan allowed us to put all the sessions in there, also to put cap sizes on there, because we know there's a couple sessions, like we talked about the ones on mindfulness that last year, we did 4 sessions at 25 seats per session, that when we turned on the sign up, within 4 hours, all the seats were gone. From all the teachers in the district. So it allows us to keep all the class sizes manageable, but then also on the back end, it allows us to immediately, as soon as the day's done, report their professional learning hours to the Department of Education.
Why did you make the decision to run this development day the way that it's ran?
I thought it was important, like you said, when I talked about forming IPD in the beginning, it's important to me to hear from teachers what they think that they need. Because to me, if they're going to take steps forward in their own classrooms, in their own lives, in their own careers, we need them to grow. We need their learning to be ongoing and continual. And to me, if we're going to make that meaningful, the best way to do that is to get them to select and have some choice and have some ownership in taking those next steps. And to me, that, and again, that was offering them choice, designing at least one day a year where they had that control, they had that say, so that again, that they were really fully invested and fully committed to doing that. And to me, as the same way as superintendent, I think Adriana, you know this. I'm trying to activate student voices in the same way, to hear what's important to you, so that we can deliver on that. So when I heard my teacher say, "This is important to me, and this is going to help us grow better," to me, that it became a no-brainer to say, as superintendent, it's an easy thing for me to do. Yeah, there's some time investments on the back, but cost is really minimal to us as a district to really have teachers take some big growth steps forward on their own, and to listen to people and to have them feel like they're heard and validated.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just that, that we're really excited for Teachers Helping Teachers Part 2, and we're hoping, as long as I'm superintendent here, that'll continue. And I'd love, you guys will be long gone, but I'd love doing an interview down the road where we're talking about Teachers Helping Teachers Part 15 or Part 20. That it just becomes part of what we do. Because again, if last year was any indication of the value that people got out and the steps that they took forward, this is something that we should continue to invest in to help our teachers grow, because then it helps our students grow and it helps our district grow.
Okay, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thanks for taking the time.
I'm Adriana Wright here with Mr. Dormer, and we talked about the Professional Development Day. Back to our host.